Alright, no more shenanigans, we've got the camera rolling. We're heading back down South Basalt Knob in the Victorian High Country. Bushfire went through about a year ago and the whole place is looking awesome. Nice and clear. A year of regrowth is unbelievable. Like all these sort of places you see that get burnt, they come back really quick, don't they? Probably should happen every 20 years, I'd say. Just gets too much otherwise. Out of control. So what we'll do, I might talk to you like you don't know what you're doing, and so to give some other people some tips for if they're coming down this hill. Right. So I'd start off, it's quite steep, I'd start off by saying you definitely want to be in low range and in first, okay? First, okay, your passenger don't bump it. I don't want it to get bumped into second or third or something when I'm not expecting it, because that could be disastrous. So low range first. Kids, shh, just relax. Here's your cheeseburger or your iPads, whatever it is, I don't know. And we're just going to cruise down here. The key is nice and slow. Take your time. If you see a bit that you go, ooh, where, how, stop before you get to it. Think. You're not in a race. You don't have to keep up with the vehicle in front of you. Okay, they should be waiting for you at the next turn, or have communicated with you that you know where the next turn is, right? So it's everybody's responsibility not to lose the car behind them. Doesn't mean you've got to stop all the time, just at the next turn, right? Everything obvious. We're going straight on the main tracks. If we're going to turn somewhere, we're going to let you know about it, right? So what's happening here? You know, we're on the brakes a little bit. How about this hill descent? Should we give that a go down here, or you reckon that's too crazy and it's not worth it? You reckon we'll try? So we'll put the hill descent control on.
I think I'll do a better job.
Yeah, it's too fast, isn't it? Bit inconsistent. Anyway guys, what I'd say is keep the vehicle straight at all times. The best chances you've got of keeping it straight is going slower. To keep the control, just crawl it super slow so that you can pick where you want to go. Because as soon as you start going faster, the vehicle's going to bounce around, you're going to get the wheels off the ground, and the only thing stopping the car from going down with gravity is the wheels. There's not much, right? It's all a bit loose, powdery, rocky, very loose. So the slower you go, and I mean like 1 or 2 kilometers an hour in some places where it's really steep and you can see it's loose, you go super slow. Once you start going too fast, it can be really hard to stop the car, okay? So hard to slow it down. You just sort of bit of luck there, whether you get to somewhere. So here I reckon we're pretty good to go a bit to the right, and because obviously we're quite safe here, this is kind of almost a flat area. But then now we're going to turn it sharp, so we're pointing it straight down the next bit of hill. It's basically a 90-degree turn. We want to keep the vehicle pointing straight down the hill. We don't want to be sideways on a hill whatsoever. So the aim of the game is whether you're going up or down, the vehicle isn't going to pop a mono and go front over back or anything like that, or vice versa. But once you get the angle up, that's Talbotville down the bottom, by the way. If you look sort of above the track, above the trees, that green area for you, you can see it. The camera can't quite see it, but anyway, it's all good. Looks a bit dry down there actually. Need some rain. So this is all nice and a bit flatter, so happy day. So this is where you could go a little bit quicker. But on those steep pinches, super slow. I can't reiterate, is that the word? Or I can't, what's another word for that? Like, I can't say it strongly enough. Go slow, okay? Because once you get a bit of momentum, you know, you get a bit out of control, you'll probably be lucky and it'll come good anyway. But do you want to roll with luck? Like, have you got insurance? You've got car insurance, yeah? Well, that's good. So you don't want to roll with luck. You're not going to go, I should be right, lucky. So same deal here, right? Your safety is nice and slow. First, brakes, it's not wet, right? We're not going up and down here in the wet, right? So everything works fine. Brakes work fine as long as you do it slowly. You're going to have ABS and things kicking in, traction control, whatever. In a Prado, nice and slow, the right tyres and pressures, the brakes work fine. On this hill, no more than 20 psi, really, would be the best recommendation. You could even go a little bit lower if you wanted to. If I was going to come up it in the wet, I'll be on 15. And that might sound crazy, but This is not too bad in the wet because it's a hill, most of the water runs off. What the water does, it washes off the powder and it packs down what's left. As long as it's not super soaked, right? Okay, where your wet areas, when you think wet, it's normally your flat areas that get all wet and soaked and get soft and sloppy. Your hills are generally okay, unless it's been raining and there's washouts and some clown had to come up in his GQ patrol and you know, I got the remap, mate, I don't even need full drive. No, we love patrols, they're awesome of course, but just saying, you know, putting a guy on a high like 2-wheel drive, remap. Anyway, look after the tracks a bit, take it easy, helps the tracks, and then there won't be any holes and washouts, it'll be beautiful. Nice and slow like that, awesome. Coming up to another one of those flat bits. Now is your opportunity to catch up with a bloke in front of you and slip it into second or third, low range, get a little bit more speed. You don't want to be doing 1 kilometre all the way because it will literally take us 5 days to do one track. So when it's flat, get on with it a little bit, you know. Keep your eye out for the next pinch. As soon as you go, whoa, what's going on over this hump? Slow down so you can see what's going on. Keep the vehicle straight, right? You get it? That means the front and the rear in line with gravity. Right, straight up the hill or straight down the hill. Now going down this bit further down here, it's about to drop down again. We've got to break the rules a little bit because we've got some twisties, but we're going to have a look at them and have a look at some different options of how we could do those. Because you can sort of think to stay on the flatter part of the track and go around it. But by doing so, depending where the holes are, you can sort of put the vehicle on a bit of an angle. Generally, if you're going to have an issue, yeah, it's going to be, check out YouTube, 4-wheel drive roll, Google that, have a look and you'll see all the top things that go wrong. Try and keep your weight low. You know, if you're going to go drive on some harder tracks, take whatever you need out of the vehicle, particularly off the roof, right? You want all your weight that's up high is working against you because it's momentum again, right? Once the vehicle rocks or tips a little bit that way, the more weight you've got up high and the less you got down low, the more momentum it's got where it's got a better chance to keep going. It doesn't take much. Coming down beautifully. And once you come down slow, then you kind of understand that you could probably come up slow too. So let's have a look at this one. There's the Dodge old track there. So this one, again, you can't really fall off the hill unless you go too fast here because that's quite a big mound. Although it's not a mound up, it's flat. Nice and slow here. You can't really go wrong there either, up or down. So it's quite safe. Just want to point that out. These ones down here, we'll have another look at those. Depends which way you look at it on. Yeah, that track just went straight through there. Also, walked straight somewhere there, I think it was there. Yeah. So just cut that out and put this in. And this is, I suppose, what we're talking about a bit about keeping it straight, because you want to sort of curve around it. That's all right, and that's what can happen when you turn. When you cut the corners out as well, you can get a wheel up and it wants to take off on you as well. But that's where the going slow comes in. The slower you go, the more control you've got, definitely, because it's like a snowball effect. So here's a good one. What do you do here? I say go straight down. I'm going to stay right, not up on this high stuff, but straddle that hole, but basically pointing down the hill. Once we get past that hole, a bit more that way now, because the arse is going to follow us anyway. That's it, around that way. Try and go around this worst of the rough stuff a little bit, but I'd rather than go wide and end up in a hole or something, just keep it pointing straight down the hill, I reckon. That's the way, like that. You can always, it doesn't matter how rough it is, you can always make it down the hill. Just got to steer it in the right direction. Beautiful. So it sort of wants to take off a bit because there's a wheel in the air and whatever. But as soon as you get to the next foot later, it's got grip again. As long as you're going slow enough. If you're going too fast, then you just skid past that bit of grip, and then that wheel loses it, and it's like this wheel's on that one, and it's like before you know it, you're going too quick, and yeah, that's where it goes bad. So keep nice and slow, keep it straight. I don't know if that's helped you, I hope so. That's the worst of this track really. When we say worst of the best, because it's awesome. Bit of excitement, get the blood pumping, and it's certainly perfectly safe. You can see it's open, people drive up and down there all the time, but I just want to say don't get too sloppy and do the wrong thing. And if you're inexperienced, yeah, you might need to just have a think about it. Maybe it's not for you.